Why is the committee of Magayon Festival requesting now a bigger amount as compared last year?
Okay, ma'am, I mentioned earlier that we are expanding or extending the celebration from 2 weeks to 1 month. And then also in the course of the celebration, last year was the celebration after a 3-year hiatus due to the pandemic. And we didn't consider the inflation. So there was matters of inflation, and also the rule that the PGA being a collecting agency of the BIR, we have to follow the rule that all winnings should be taxable. So there are event coordinators, and we have events that are taxable, and then we have to be competitive in this matter. So that's why it's we have to consider that we have to put the tax also on top of the prices that we have that we are giving out to the winners.
Okay. So aside from those justifications or explanations why you are there's an increase of the request for the Magayon Festival, is there additional activities or new activities in the Magayon Festival as compared last year?
Yes, ma'am. So that to cover the 1 month celebration, we have entertained new activities. One of the major activities that we have considered for this year is coming up with a faith tourism activity, which is the Horoan, the inclusion of the Our Lady of Salvation in this year's celebration. There will be a maritime procession out from Jovillar to Sawangan Park. This is a big activity, and then we will be having a play about the miracles of Our Lady of Salvation. These are from accounts of people who have received miracles due to prayers to Our Lady of Salvation. And then the third one, we have a Grand Aurora. This Grand Aurora includes the entire diocese of Legazpi, meaning the whole province of Albay. And that's it, ma'am. So those are the activities that is relative to this the inclusion of Our Lady of Salvation in this year's Magayon Festival. So she is being called the Inang Magayon of Magayon Festival.
Okay, ma'am, out of the activities you've mentioned, how many activities are new activities and how many activities are considered to be part of previous celebration?
Last year, we had 56 total activities that includes the special interest activities. So for this year, as of March 25, 2024, not yet final because this can add this. We already have a total of 68.
68 activities. Last year we have
56.
56.
So additional of 12.
Okay. So out of these 68 activities, ano po ma'am yung mga highlights na activities natin for this year? Just give us like five highlights.
Okay, the concerts that we are having, opening, mid, and closing. Of course, the Magayon Drum and Lyre Competition, the Albay Festival Street Dance Competition. These are participated by the LGUs of Albay. The LGU Schools Cultural Night. The one I mentioned earlier, the Maritime Procession, the Horoan Bicol Musical Play, the Faith Tourism Summit, and also the Grand Aurora. We will still have the Grand Santa Cruzan, and also okay, there are other major activities such as search for Daragang Magayon and the Serenata Bus Brand Majorette and Military Parade. So these activities that I have mentioned usually gather crowd, and also they are the criteria that we have set for the inclusion of events in the Magayon Festival. They have satisfied the crowd drawer criteria, the increase in tourist arrivals, preserve culture and arts, and promotes trade and industry.
Okay. As of last year, ma'am, the highest allocated budget is for the activity of Daragang Magayon. As of this year, does it remain to be the Daragang Magayon has the biggest allocation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Still, the search for Daragang Magayon.
How much is the allocation for this year as compared last year?
So we have an increase of 566,000 for this year's edition of Daragang Magayon.
566 increase in the budget for Daragang Magayon. And if I remember it correctly, that budget already includes all of the needed activities or all of the needed requirements for the implementation of Daragang Magayon, such as yung mga artists, their accommodation and judges. Am I correct, Ma'am Do?
Yes, ma'am. But I think the increase for this year will also about the tax that's being collected from the winner. So we have to be competitive, ma'am, with this year's Daragang Magayon, because remember we are coinciding with Kaugma Festival.
Yes. So on that, yes, on that note, Madam Chair, Madam Chair, can the proponent give us some information how much is the prices for Daragang Magayon for this year?
Last year ba how much?
I believe that was 300 po ba yun? 300, yung ating biggest.
Yes. Actually, there's almost the same as with 300, 200, and 100. But we all have additional minor awards for this year.
Are they adopting the same prices, major and minor prices, or is there increase in the prices for this year?
Just increase in some of the awards. There's a Miss, how do you call that? Aside from Miss Albay and Miss Tourism, parang they separated that already, so that's another set of
Separated naman
awards.
talaga yun, ma'am, last year, even last year, separated yun. So the same price pa rin tayo, so 300.
300, 200, 100. Yes po.
Paano papasok yung sabi mo, kailangan natin mag-compete if we are giving the same price?
As aside from that,
Saan tayong part magko-compete?
okay, yung ano po, I think during the screening, meron na kasing additional na bibigay ng mga for the benefit of yung mga handlers, promoters, parang to attract more
May increase po ba, ma'am? Kasi I remember that with that last year that was already implemented. That was also part of my proposal last year. Unless yung proposal was increased. No, I think that time 1,000, 2,000 was there. Is there an increase in the amount of that will be given to the handlers?
Yes, so mga 3,000 na ngayon na binaano po nila.
So by the way, who will be handling this year's Daragang Magayon?
The Office of the Governor is the one handling this event for this year. So I still have yet to find out who will be the directors who will be handling the nitty-gritty of this event.
Okay, and the next one who got the highest budget from Daragang Magayon is concert or ano bang pangalawa? Street.
For this one is the street presentation, ma'am, because the LGUs are already asking for additional seed money because it's really costly to
Magkano na po ba ang seed money ngayon?
For this year, we are considering giving them mga 120,000.
As compared last year,
mga 100 only.
last year was 50,000?
Mga 50. Iba-iba pa po mga sa street presentation and also for the float. Medyo tinaasan natin ng konti.
Kanina, ma'am, you made mention of fluvial. or maritime procession, how can we qualify that expense being appropriated for a religious activity? Saan po ba siya papasok para hindi tayo, kumbaga, diba, there is a prohibition on the expenditure of government's money towards religious activities. So saan po ba siya papasok for it to be part, legally and properly part of the activities of Magayon?
In one of the disciplinary sectors or portfolios of tourism, one is cultural tourism, and under cultural tourism is faith tourism. So we can qualify it as faith tourism, ma'am. And so as per advice also, we have already consulted with our accounting office. So if this is acceptable, they just advise us that it should really be under Magayon Festival cultural activity.
How much is the budget for the maritime procession?
So, for the May Maritime Procession is 678,000. For the Huruan Bicol Musical, it's 1.6 million since it will be 6 times. So it will be 6 episode or 6 promotions or again episodes. And then they have the Grand Marian Procession, which is 1,136,500, and Grand Aurora for 185,500. So for this event, the total is 3.6 million.
Okay. So 3.6 million for a religious activities under faith tourism. So paano po ba nyo planong i-implement yung fluvial? Are everybody invited or do they have to register bago po makasabay sa fluvial? And is there subsidy or at least gas allowance that will be provided by the province?
Okay, as of now, there's an ongoing meeting with a group headed by Mayor Jaime Villanueva because he is heading the steering committee on the maritime procession. They have determined that joining this activity will include registering in your respective LGUs. That's the plan that they have. Made mention, and I think the LGUs will be determining first if the boat that you want to be included is fit or will be able to
Seaworthy.
it will be seaworthy. It will be able to travel the almost 6 hours of travel that they will require in this maritime procession. So I think the local MDRRMO of each of the LGUs that will be the maritime procession will pass by will be the ones who will determine if the boats will determine the seaworthiness of the boats that will be joining the maritime procession. So the part of the budget also includes the subsidy for fuel for the boats that will be included or that will be joining the.
Do you have initial calculation of our expected participants for the fluvial? At least, mga ilang tao po ba yung ating ina-expect na sasali? Because we will be spending also big amount for the fluvial and other faith tourism activities. How many participants are we expecting from these activities?
Okay, I'm recognizing, ako nag-recognize. This is Father Joseph Salando of Our Lady of Salvation is here. He is the prime proponent of this activity. So, Father, the beautiful board member is asking me, how many are we expecting to join? So, we are expecting about thousands to join, but not everyone will be able to join the entire maritime procession. So, for those boats that are not seaworthy for that activity, we are expecting them to stay, or we are advising them to stay in front along the shorelines of their LGU to greet the maritime, to greet Our Lady of Salvation while she passes their area of their jurisdiction. So,
Ma'am, just for us to have a idea of, kasi yung faith tourism, Ma'am Chair, is actually one of the kind of tourism that's really being patronized by everybody, even in other municipalities or provinces like Sinulog, no? So, as compared, like, for example, a very simple comparison natin sa Piña Francia. Yung Piña Francia ba, usually pag fluvial yung pinag-uusapan, Ma'am Do, mga ilang tao ba usually yung nagpa-participate? For us to magkaroon tayo ng gauge kung we will be able to attain at least the same number or half of it, no? Meron ba tayong study regarding that that part?
okay, so the intention of this activity is to help Our Lady of Salvation Shrine to be elevated into the national shrine. I hope I'm saying this correctly, Father. Okay, this is parang prelude activities as an effort for the shrine to be elevated to a national shrine. Because once it becomes a national shrine, it will be akin to Our Lady of Manawag of Pangasinan. So, when you're a national shrine, you will be inviting more parishioners, pilgrims, faithfuls to your shrine. So, aside from being a religious activity, that becomes also a tourism activity because you're inviting non-Albayanos to come to Albay. So, having one visitor, non-Albayano visitor, translates to economic activities or economic livelihood activities to the locals because this visitor goes to the restaurant to eat, avails of our local transportation, goes to our accommodation facilities to rest. So this will be the benefits that we will be getting once this Our Lady of Salvation will be elevated to be a national shrine. So that's the end purpose of this activity.
Yes po. Actually, I agree to that explanation also, Ma'am Do. And as I've mentioned earlier, faith tourism like Sinulog, ano pa ngayon na-mention ko the other day, Madam, na festival also?
Sinulog,
Peña Francia, ano? Those are faith tourism. And we are the intention of looking forward that eventually the Oroan will attain its goal of being acknowledged as a shrine is one way, no, for achieving that purpose. And on the part of the government, we are also looking forward that at the end of this activity, ano, the good tourism officer of the province will give us more information of how the activities, no, turn out to be as we expect it right now, ano. So sana nga ma-achieve natin, ano, mas marami tayong ma-achieve sa activity nito, the better. Yung pagiging shrine niya, yung pag-i-invite natin ng mga maraming mga believers, faithfuls, no? That's part of our intention for the celebration of Magayon. So moving forward lang ako, medyo patapos na rin ako, Ma'am Presiding Officer. Kanina, you mentioned also of concerts, no? Yung concerts po, and events, I believe, Daragang Magayon, there are artists being invited. Meron na po ba tayong mga ideas as to who are these artists to be invited?
Okay, as of now, we're trying to get Victor Neri and
Victor Neri?
Ano yan? Arthur Neri.
Parang
na-obvious ba ni Dad ko, Ma'am? And Arthur Neri, and there's the intention of getting SB19 but through LCC. This is still yet to be confirmed. And other artists like Flo G, Pasensya na, ha? Hindi natin oras. Hindi natin kabatch.
Okay, so eventually, ma'am, you can just update us
Yes,
for
ma'am.
the artists that would possibly be visiting Albay. Last ko na lang po, as to the venue, which is one of the crucial topic always, no? Even last year. Where will be the venue of most of the activities, especially the beer plaza, etong mga concerts natin, even Daragang Magayon? Will it be going around different LGUs again? Ano po yung konsepto natin ngayon?
Okay, so we have yet to, the first concern was for the Peñaranda Park because we heard from the PWH that it's going to be renovated already, but there was an opportunity for us to talk to the PWH and they already agreed to move it further after May so that we can conduct there all the cultural activities that includes the parades and also the nightly activities that we usually do. And so that will be the venue for our cultural activities. For the street presentation, the Beer and Food Plaza, there's a pending request from the City of Legazpi to allow us the use of this portion of Rivera Street fronting Albay Capitol and the portion of Governor Locsin Street fronting the Capitol Annex. So we have yet to receive reply from the city government of Legazpi as to this request. As to the big concert, we have already there's already the plan since we are expecting big number of spectators or our audience for the concerts that will be in the old airport for the big concerts only.
Okay, so almost the same. So, wala pa silang idea who will be the artist. So the concerts is very clear that will be held the same venue as last year sa airport, probably runway again.
Yes,
And,
for the big.
for the
I think this
concert.
will also be depending on the artist that we will be able to get. Pag
Okay.
talagang big, so we have to
Big
consider.
one.
We have to
Okay.
consider a big venue.
Okay.
If not crowd control.
Kahit sa Astrodome.
We can also. There's also
Yeah.
an area for.
Ma'am, paano yung venue for the Beer and Food Plaza? Kailan ang timetable natin dito? You are waiting for the approval of the City of Legazpi. So possibly, ano po ang inyong option if in case?
Okay, so there's no other option but for the old airport, the one same as last year, because we have not identified any place that can accommodate this activity anymore here in the city of Legazpi.
Okay, so hopefully there will be a positive response on the part of the city regarding your request. So as of this moment, Madam Chair, I believe I've exhausted all my queries, raised all queries that I have in mind, in order also to ask for the Provincial Tourism Officer to give the opportunity to justify why the increase in the amount of supplemental of 16 million as compared last year na 11 million lang. So the 4.5 million increase sa request as of this year. If I'm correct, there are additional activities that are included, considering that the duration for this year's activity will be March 1 to 31 plus May 1 to 31. And then a consideration which I will support, no, yung taxes na na-miss out also namin last year, no, because like yung mga winnings and all other procurement that's being added, yung mga taxes, so kailangan i-add on talaga siya, kaya may mga additional na or increase in the amounts of the budget for each activity. So, ma'am, we are just looking forward for more updates if you have finalized as to some of the questions that remain to be unanswered as of this moment. Particularly po yung venue, yung artists, and all other nitty-gritties that would be helpful, and the Sanggunian would be very great of knowing very well, particularly po yung sa ating mga fluvial, no? Nandito po, Madam Chair, si
Yes.
Father, if I may also request,
Yes.
Father be also be acknowledged sa Father